Alright, let me know how that looks. Though I guess I can also check it on my end if I want. There we go, that looks way better, huh? Yay! Or not. Does seem to be fixed. You think so? It looked like it just stopped on my end. Did you guys see any hitching yet? Okay, no hitching? Yay, awesome. Yeah, so I think what happened was, because I had to do a presentation, so I had to pull my HDMI cord. I guess during that process, I must have shifted something or bumped something, because, yeah, somehow my internet adapter, like, basically completely lost its connection. One thing that can happen with this thing, I think, is that, I have a metal computer case, and I think what happens is sometimes it'll block the signal. So I have to make sure, like, that there's that there's, like, an uninterrupted path between my adapter and the, router. That'd be my guess as to what happened, because sometimes it just seems to randomly change. But yay, cool. Alright, start stream for real. Thanks for coming in, Carl and Shrugs. It's nice to see you guys, as always. So, it said something about level 3, but I don't know what that is. So, yeah. But there's so many areas I can try. I can try and... Whoa, look how many unsolved puzzles there are here. What the heck? Oh, is this new? I don't remember this. I guess I just maybe never took a big look at this area. But yeah, I could try to beat the game today. Or I could try to finish up some of these other areas. Like, look at this random area down here. It was hitching again for a second. Now it's fine. Okay. Yeah. It's weird as doing that now. Let me know if it starts doing it again. Are you guys able to watch at 60? I don't know what you guys see. I'm trying to output at 60. I don't know what the, yeah, I'll just assume it's nothing. Yeah, if it happens again, let me know. Man, sometimes PCs can be so temperamental. Like, trying to do your own setup and everything. Where'd the rest of the blocks go for this? Oh, I guess I'm gonna need to steal some. I might want to check out this area. I don't even remember what this was, and I can't teleport over there either. Oh, okay, so it is showing 60 for you. Nice, that's good. Yeah, 720p 60. I think that's what I have it on. Because I could do, like, HD 30, but it recommended, yeah, it recommended, to do 720 60, so that's just what I have it set to. Based on my speed, I guess, at the time. Here, let's steal a few blocks from here so I can get across. Actually, I guess I only need to steal one. Interesting. These early levels. Remember, those are so easy. What's funny is I've actually been working on a solver for this a little bit. Just out of fun of it. So there's this puzzle that I guess I never figured out. So let's see if I figure out some new puzzles today. Oh, yeah, how are you guys doing? Any news in your guys' lives? Any fun competitions, math stuff? I had to do like a minor presentation for my research project, and it went well. People seem to have received it pretty well, so I'm happy about that. So, here we have a situation where we have, yeah, this block in the way. Oh, yay, another math competition. Wow, another one, eh? That's cool. Did you ever use proof by confusion or proof by intimidation in any of your classes? Or any, not your classes, I mean your competitions? Proof by confusion, I mean, yeah, proofs can cause confusion, that's for sure. Yeah, if that block falls, is it just GG? Because how else would I carry it up, right? Unless I, like, come around the other side? Oh. I wonder, maybe the judges weren't familiar with that? I mean, that's an actual thing, right? It's not something that your school just did. You did actually use proof by intimidation or confusion. Ah. You just get it. Okay, that'd be funny if you actually did use that in a math competition. I kind of want to hold this piece up. Yeah, like I'm imagining holding this thing up, right? What point would I hold it up from? If I were to attach another piece to this 3. Because it's like, right now, if I don't attach a piece to the 3, I can only really hold it up This is a game where I wish you could actually show your pointer. You can only really hold it up from like these 3 points. If I'm holding it up from the center, I'm going to be holding it up from one of the other sides, right? Yeah, from here I can't get across. So maybe I need to go around. Can I just go around it? Oh. 1,000 meters. So that's, yeah, I remember Sim being fun. Is 1,000 meters the one with, the, old site? Your screen show is probably going to be Monday, Wednesday at the same time I stream. Okay. And then Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday, 2:30 to 5:30 if you have nothing planned. Yeah. 2:30 to 5:30. I don't know what time that is in yours. Yeah, that's Eastern. So if that's Eastern, that means that that's like 11:30 to 3:30 in Mountain, I think. Basically up before I stream. Chapter 2. It's comparison to 60. Interesting. I actually remember liking 60. There's a different version. Yeah, or maybe I just like that one in particular for some reason. Maybe it's because of like how you go to like all these different areas. So this is interesting, right? If I can go around, I can win. Yeah. What did you just find 60 frustrating because of some particular things? I see. Some rooms are kind of atrocious, huh? Yeah, I don't even remember. I do remember some rooms where it's just like laser spam, trial and error. Just like hope and pray you get through it. Yep, just trial and error. Yeah, exactly. Those are never really fun. Yep, laser spam. I guess I was thinking of the same thing, huh? Yep, laser spam is definitely annoying. So that's what's stopping me from going just straight through. I can't seek a tile here unless I move this first. Yeah, bumper rooms, I see. Oh, Monday, Wednesday might occasionally start earlier. Okay. I'm kind of bad at waking up, so we'll see if I actually go. I probably will. I'll still be there for a part of it. Yeah, we don't want that to fall. Ideally, I'd like to be able to kind of hold this up from any other point. Like, if I could somehow hold this up from some other point and then drop something there, I can just go right around it. You always appreciate a stream that starts earlier, eh? Nice. Yes, I think I tried starting a bit earlier, huh? Because, yeah, you usually have to go, like, during the second half of stream, huh? Yeah, for you, it's always evening. Yeah, very long stream, huh? I don't remember how long your last stream was. It was, like, 3-ish hours, right? That's usually how much I could take before I start to get sleepy. Or just generally mentally exhausted, especially with puzzle games. But I remember Lockpick. Remember that one? Wasn't that, like, a 5-hour Lockpick stream? That was just silly, that one stream. How many blocks do I have? 5. I only have 5, so I gotta keep that in mind. No, I have 6. The camera's weird. What am I gonna do with 6 blocks, I wonder? Yeah, oh, it's 4 hours, okay. Maybe what I should try to do is drop this piece down and then push it sideways. That's something I could try. It's called, I wonder why it's called lift. Like, I can't really lift anything in this. But of course, that's going to depend on being able to put a piece here. Like, right here. I wonder how I'd do that. That is really an interesting quandary. How would I ever put a piece there? To be able to push this sideways. That's what I need to figure out. Yeah, we're going to be on a lot of hard puzzles today, huh? Of course, you guys don't know the solution, so I can't even ask for hints, huh? But then again, you guys might be able to see it, huh? Before I do. It's like, I think I'm pretty much out of easy puzzles at this point. Yeah, so that doesn't work because... Oh, because I'll be going in the water, right. That would work. But then that doesn't really... I don't think it's really accomplished anything. What if I could go around there? Yeah, I'm excited to see what the next chapter of that Lockpick game will offer. Oh, man. Didn't you guys hype up World 8? I forget, or was that a different world? One of you guys were hyping up one of the worlds I hadn't played. So if I push this, can I somehow make a shape? Yeah, you were hyping up World 8. Okay, cool. World 8's a good one. Nice. Yeah. game is hard. And quote unquote impossible. Yeah. I barely even took a look at it, so I'm not even sure what the deal is yet. I guess I'll find out, huh? Yeah, I don't think the trick is holding this thing up. I don't think that's gonna happen. Let me check. What's the title called again? It's called Lift. How is that gonna be relevant? I can't lift anything unless I need to like carry it under my person. I don't see how that's necessarily gonna help at all. Because I can lift it with myself, right? Oh, wait a second. Wait just a second. Aha, look at this. If I can make a piece that will, as I'm moving, always keep this thing held up, then it's fine. I think I might know the piece that would do that. So I'm going to start with this. And then maybe these two. Ah, well, almost. You get the idea, right? That's not quite it, but I would need like a piece here. Like a hook, right? The best worlds are probably 6, 7, 8, and the last one. Yeah, what about 9 and 10, huh? I guess those aren't as good as 6, 7, and 8. Interesting. Yeah. There's still something left in this game. So yeah, if I can go here, and then I can have a block behind me, it'll keep that held up. And then if I can have a block behind that, it'll just keep the block, it'll just keep the block held up at all times. Whereas the difficulty is going to be actually getting that shape. I'm going to need to make a boat of some kind, I think. Ah, my favorite, the boat. Well, you know me, I do love my boats. And 7 because how mathy it is. Yeah, 7 is cool. You seem to be really into Mass Shrugs, huh? Or at least programming, because I see you talk about, like, programming stuff. I know you do it. I know you used to do that game dev stuff, huh? That'd be cool to see sometime. Because I'm not even familiar with that one library you use, the JS thing or whatever. Ah, crap. How am I going to get this last piece stuck on? Now the problem is just getting this last darn piece stuck on. Get on there. I don't want it to go there. I want it to go, like, underneath me right now. Can I, like, separate it out, maybe? I think you guys probably get the idea is what I want to do. Yeah, there we go. Beautiful. Alright. I'm sailing away. It's less like a boat. I mean, it kind of looks like a boat or some kind of container. It's more like a little cubby hole, huh? I see. You used to be really into math with the cubing and puzzle games. You turned into math kind of gritty. Yeah, fair enough. Cubing does seem pretty fun. There we go. Look at that. That's sneaky. You hold it up with the shape. That makes sense, of course. It doesn't have to be all held up at once. But I guess the tricky part is I had to use my person to also hold it up, too. Okay. That's funny. I'm wondering why these stairs are here. Like, if you solve this puzzle, you could just get up anyways. You're considering studying math, studying computer science, or studying both. Well, computer science is a form of math, huh? But if you were to study math, what, because you go to math competitions, right? You're able to do math competitions even though you haven't really studied math. That's pretty impressive, if so. Yeah, so you have to do, right? Because aren't you said you were picking some kind of classes or whatever, right? Or maybe that was Kazuala. Someone was like picking classes for school. Okay, this is obviously isn't gonna work. Let's look at the. I keep wanting to look at the level name. It doesn't show the level name. It only shows it once. Reverse. Reverse what? I wonder. Build a shape in reverse? Maybe that's what they're saying. Huh, this is kind of weird. I don't think I've ever seen a stack like this. Where, like, you, kind of like... Yeah, you have blocks of 2 to stick together. Okay, that didn't quite work. I think it means to build the shape in reverse. I think that's what it's saying. And that doesn't quite work either. It's the right kind of shape, it's just at the wrong Y position. I should be able to, like, move it up, right? You'd think so, but it's not really that simple. Oh, actually, I could do it right here. And then I can't get in. Huh. Plus, I mean, I'm not going to be able to move this forward anyways. The tests in the competition are hard enough that people who study math will still have a hard time with them, huh? Yeah, oh, I see. Yeah, right. Because it's like based on grade, huh? Oh, that's neat. Studying math, computer science, or both? Yeah. I guess math is just like more general math, like, because computer science is a form of math too. But I guess just studying math by itself will maybe do a bit more broad of a thing. It'll cover a bit more broad topics. Huh, what if I make a UE kind of thing? If I do a UE, like, I should try building in reverse again. Kind of hard to visualize. I want to draw like a U-boat. Would that work? I still couldn't push it at the right location. Studying math, yeah. Axioms and proofs, yeah, fair enough. Yeah, I remember sometimes computer science has proofs every now and then, at least. I need a shape I can actually get up there. That's going to be the tricky part. I can only make it out of 2s, so that's kind of funny. I have to make a shape out of 2s. I have to be able to push up. 2, 2, 2. I mean, I would like to kind of make it S with a little bit sticking out, because I actually can push that up. But it's not going to sink, so I have to be worried of that. I have to make sure to pick something that I can actually sink. A U-boat would definitely, I'd definitely be able to push that up to the right thing. If I had like a U-boat out of 2s, I definitely have to push that up there and push it right. And then it would sink in. And how am I going to make that shape? It's a little bit tricky to work with this particular arrangement of things. What if I could make it in like 2 pieces? That'd be kind of interesting, right? But no, I doubt it. So I'm not going to be able to push things up. Everything is like this. Is this puzzle make the right shape and win? I mean, I guess, but I think that's the challenge, right? It's like actually making the shape is kind of difficult. I wish I could show my cursor. Actually, I kind of can. I want to make this kind of shape. Like I want to make a U-boat out of the 2s. A 2, a 2, and a 2, and a 2. Because what's nice about that is I could just I could push it up, push it right, and then get in. Yeah. So it's probably one of those make the right shape and win. I don't think it's like a 2-stepper. But it turns out to be a little more difficult than I had anticipated to make this boat. Okay, that almost does it. Almost. I can't go to the right. If only I could. Nope, I fell in. It's not what I want. I want it to be one over than that. Get in there. What came before this? This step, okay. That's interesting. I don't want that to fall. If I could just... Ooh, I could do it like that. I could do it like that. I can kind of make it in 2 parts. And like that. Wow, look at that answer. You did kind of make it in 2 pieces. Yeah, it seems like the shape is just difficult to construct. Okay, this is funny. You have these stairs, but... I don't need those stairs. I can just go right up here if I want. Prepare. Prepare what, I wonder? Guess we'll find out. Prepare a way to get these blocks out of the way. Oh, and I have to prepare an extra block to sink. Well, I guess that's what the prepare part is. I had to prepare an extra block somewhere. Yeah. What's funny? The extra little thing. I gotta prepare 1 extra block. And I gotta prepare a way to get that out. Well, probably some kind of handle that I can just push to the left. Ooh, but where's that block gonna go? Oh, I don't even get very many pieces. Yeah, not needing the stairs. Yeah, it's just like, nah, I don't feel like it. I'll just do this. I'll just do it this way. It's funny. Yeah, I just troll it. These pieces. Okay, I need like probably an L. But these pieces, see what's difficult is I can't leave. Well, just keep a few up here. And where am I going to put the last one? Okay, that gives me my L, but it doesn't give me as a way to get this block down. Yeah, like that shape would do it, right? And where am I going to store this one block anyways? Yeah, where am I going to store that one block? It'd be nice if I could somehow store it, like, on top of the shape. Seems like, yeah, these are just, like, basic block pushing puzzles because it's, like, early on, but I guess they're just a bit more difficult ones. That's a more difficult version of the base mechanics, which I haven't seen in a while, so I think that's kind of neat. I really want to put it there. I just have to be real careful about how I work with this. No, that's not ideal. And there was that. No, I can't put that off like that. Yeah, this probably won't work. What if it did, though? If only. You know, I could use one of those blocks maybe to hold this thing up. I've got to put it in a spot that I can actually access it. Yeah, if only it's stuck there. You know, that's what's interesting is that I've thought of my solver, like, does it really matter what order you fall things here? And yeah, it actually will, because in this case, if the 1 fell before the 3, it would stick to it. So I have to be careful about that. Objects need to kind of fall at the same rate, I guess. That could be a bit of an issue for the solver. This isn't the play. I feel like there's nowhere else I could put that single block. What if I do the single block last? So I can kind of like try to store things like this. It's a bit silly, but... Oh, wow, that actually did work. Putting it there. Yeah, I guess that makes sense. Because I held it up with my head, it didn't matter. You get out of my way. Here, you can even go in the water. Splush. Just wanted to sink it. Today, Icy posted a video of a Baba mod that makes the levels not disappear when you enter a level. Wait. What do you mean that makes the levels not disappear? As in, like, it'll actually remember the outside state or something? The levels not disappear. Oh, so, or is it just like the levels just start stacking on each other? Careful planning. That's a lot of blocks. Only 7. I guess that's not that many. What am I going to do with 7 blocks? I think it's funny how pretty much all the levels have this giant stack of white blocks. Oh, the level icons on the map stay when you enter a level. Are they interactable or are they just there to get in your way? Do they just like, is it just a visual thing? They just get plooped on the level you enter. So there's just like these level icons that are they actually getting, do they actually like stop you from moving around as easily? Careful planning. Yeah, you really need to decide what shape to do here. Or maybe I just need several. Oh, they do stop you. Oh, man. So it makes it a bit difficult to move around, huh? Wouldn't that make some levels unsolvable? I guess they probably already checked that, huh? They probably already saw that, oh, the levels actually are solvable like this. Okay. That's not quite gonna cut it. I have extra blocks. Yeah, that's what I would think. I would think it would make some unsolvable. Highlight dot. It will solve it. Oh yeah, that's ultimate door logic, huh? I don't know if it'll ever solve that. It's gonna need a lot of hand holding. Maybe if I really like handhold the solver, it'll actually figure out, it'll actually be able to solve ultimate door logic. I mean, at the very least, it would be nice to use the solver just to kind of figure out shorter solutions to stuff, right? So that I can do like a speed run or whatever at some point. How am I going to get 3 separate regions with this? This is actually kind of weird. I'm going to make this work. Because this isn't going to work. That one of the pieces is guaranteed to fall on it. I think I definitely... It would also do a lot of dumb stuff. That's funny. Baba mods, huh? I wonder what Baba is used written in anyway. Is it a Unity game? Probably. Or I think it would say like made with like... What was that thing called? Like Click Team Fusion or something. I forget. You kind of want to do a stream or just try to solve as many puzzles as possible, like that. Oh yeah, I think that'd be a fun stream idea. Yeah, playing that mod. I mean, you do seem to love Baba, so you'd probably have a pretty good time with it. Ooh, this is so weird. The string that describes the puzzles is worse than regex? But if it works for you, eh? Oh, you mean the, worse than regex? What do you mean? I don't know how else you would have done it. It would have been insanely tedious to really do it any other way. How else? I don't know how else you would encode the puzzles. Yeah, it works for me. Like, yeah, otherwise it'd be insanely tedious to write everything out. That's why I just put it all in there. Maybe I could have put, like, spaces between them. But then again, oh well. It's easy enough to parse. Multimedia Fusion, okay. What is Click Team Fusion? I don't even remember what that is. Okay, here's a funny thought. Yeah, here's a funny thought. Let's see if this kind of plan works. So I'm gonna have to, like, drop these two separately. What if I do, like, 2 2s? Yeah, it just looks intimidating, yeah. I mean, those levels are just so jam-packed with so much content. That's why there's so many darn doors everywhere. Here's a funny idea. What about this? I basically made, like, a space fighter. Well, what even is this thing? Yep. Yeah, so we have a brown door, a brown 0 door, a pink 0 door, an orange 0 door, a cyan 2, 6 white keys, and then we have another edge that goes, yeah, brown door, 3 cyan doors, a pink door, and a 6 orange. Yeah, that's essentially what it looks like, huh? Another edge that has an orange door, a pink door, and 2 pink keys. Yeah, I mean, I guess I'm just very used to reading it, huh? Okay, this isn't quite it. I really want it to be like one down from here. This is Level packs. You really like the Level pack thing, huh? Okay. Oh, yeah, interesting. So you can actually do that. That's cool. Simply use an extension adds Lua support. That's neat. It actually, you can actually just, you don't even have to actually mod the game itself. That's really nifty. I guess that makes it more convenient. Ooh, that doesn't work either. Even if I do that... Yeah, this plan isn't gonna work. I kinda want to, like, keep these separate. I feel like I need to, like, somehow stack 2 blocks on and stop it from falling. Maybe I need a 3 and a 1. Ah, I think that would do it. A vertical 3 and a 1 stacked on there. Let's try that. I just have to be careful to do this in a way that I can actually, like... get them down. Huh. Yeah, the only thing with this is, like, it's kind of positioned to the wrong spot. I kind of would like to be down farther. But this is like interesting, right? If it was down 1 space from here, I think this would have worked. Yeah, it totally would have. But I don't know if I can actually pull it off. Getting it down 1 space from there? It's too bad this is like a 3 wide. It doesn't give me enough space to work with. And there's some that also add base rules. Nice. Yeah, that's cool. They programmed it like that. I gotta think of something like that for if I wanted to make a game. How would I do modding support, huh? Text is swap? Oh, like, the text is just swapped by default. Oh no, text is phantom too. What would that be like, I wonder? It just, you could just push stuff through the wall, pretty much, or into the wall. Text is swap? That sounds like it'd be that sounds like it'd be, rage-inducing. How do I get that 1 down? I don't think I can get a 3 across down, which is a real bummer. It's very sneaky. Hi, Kazuala. I hope you're doing well today. Space 11? Wait a minute. Isn't that the one with the... Yeah, that's the one where the text falls. Wait a second. So fold words will phantom right through things? Huh, I never even thought about that. It's a special movement, so I thought it wouldn't really affect it. But yeah, I guess fold things will just phantom through the floor. Huh. I don't know why I didn't even think to test that interaction. That's kind of funny if so. Yeah, this is phantom right through the floor. I guess it makes sense, because phantom... Oh, including the level border. Oh, no. How's that even going to be solvable? The heck? Yeah, because that's a slight issue, huh? And they just phantom right through each other, too, so they're just going to start stacking and forming into... They're all just like... I feel like they just stack on top of each other, huh? They just fall right through each other. What a mess, huh? Yeah, Coswell, I'm glad you came. I'm solving a few of those. These are just like basic block pushing ones that I found near the beginning of the game. I was stuck on it, but now I'm actually getting some progress. Now I've got this conundrum where I think I want to make 3 separate pieces, and it's not so easy. Yeah, I might just have to say that what I wanted to do on this puzzle is just not going to happen. Really? They just happen to stack on top of each other in a way that makes a win? Is that just due to coincidence, or is that actually... Did they, like, have to adjust the level layout? That's hilarious if it's just coincidentally... It coincidentally wins just by the text falling there. That is funny. It's like the most I could do is like a 2. Stack a 2 on something. Maybe I can create a different shape besides a 3 wide. But obviously I could stack a 2 on something. When I want it at the bottom, or when I want it in the middle row? Oh, wow. And all the puzzles are actually solvable like that? That actually kind of surprises me. I mean, I guess at least with the text phantom, the text can push other things, so I guess there's that. But that'd be pretty annoying to not be able to, like... Oh, wait, no, the text doesn't push things, right? It's the opposite, yeah. Oh, not all the puzzles are solvable, okay. I was gonna say, like... If you can't use text to push things... So trying to remember how that works, yeah. Is that text won't trigger, push and stop won't trigger, so... So it's like you can't even push things with the text. That seems like it could be a slight issue with a lot of the puzzles, huh? Yeah, it gives me 2 pieces, so where's the third gonna come from? It feels like I have to have a 3 wide there. I don't think 2 is gonna be enough. And then what do I do with these last 2 blocks? So I can go like that. Yeah, but if I push down now, it's going to drop. I would have to be standing here and then go down. And what kind of thing would I be able to do that won't screw me when this happens? Like a horizontal? No, that wouldn't work. Would it? Horizontal lines work? All is word. Ah, yeah, I was gonna say, that sounds like fun. To start... You could really mess with the puzzles then, huh? I'm trying to think if there's probably some puzzles that would screw you over on, huh? But I can't think of too many. There we go. So if I have 2 separate lines, I can do it that way. Not sure if that helps me too much, but I can like do this. Huh. Could have a block stored there. And a mod that makes everything slippery. Oh no. That sounds like a mess, huh? You have to use the text to... Should check out some of these mods then. Those sound like fun. This almost works. But I don't think this is quite gonna cut it. It's like I have the right number of pieces, but I think I'm gonna have the wrong shape. Yeah, now I just have a shape I can't work with. That's funny. If this was if one of these happened to be a 3 wide. Yeah, if one of them just happened to be 3 wide. What if I, instead of doing that... Yeah, child, he, you. But I mean, you're still going to know what they are anyway, just based on your experience with the game. He. Wait, so you actually survived somehow? The word you actually still meant you after taking it through Google Translate like a billion times? That's funny. Honestly, surprises me it would have survived that many. Not with the little levels. Yeah, the little levels are going to be screwed up. I mean, it just changes the sprites, right? So it's not like it actually changes the spelling of the word in game. Yeah, ideally I want something that kind of holds a block like there. It's the earliest I can drop a block. I mean, on this row, I can't drop a block on the top row or else I can't get to it. So it's like I need a... Huh, how on earth did I even do that before? So the reason... Why did that... Oh, it worked. That's right. It worked because I had an extra thing sticking out. Okay. I was like, how did I manage this before? I think I did it because I had like an extra block sticking here that allowed me to hold something up. So ideally I want to drop something here. And then if I have a block sitting on here, I can drop that. Of course, that requires yet another piece. Well, maybe that'll work. This kind of T thing? Like this. There's also a new adventure version and a version with custom puzzles. Oh, with the Google Translate one? Yeah, the fun part would just be seeing what it turns into. Ah, beautiful. There we go. Look at that. Okay, now that's the only problem of not being able to get the thing up. Nice. Yeah, the fun part would be just seeing what the world turns into. Well, most people probably just know what the solutions already are. Dang it. So this was almost it. How could I have made this any better? Don't know. Yeah, I'm not actually sure how I could have made this any better. Because no matter what, like, how am I going to get the shape at a pushable position? Sure, I can get down here, but then all it pushes is this way. And if only the exit was down at the bottom instead, this would have been fine. I would need a way to push this up. Oh, I could push it up from this point. Up. There we go. I just need to kind of shuffle these around a little. Huh, sneaky. That was a neat little concept, keeping these pieces separate. Perfect. If you try to speedrun that mod like a speedrun in the action game, how much slower would you because the words aren't familiar? Probably not much, right? I mean, I assume that people generally that speedrun the game just memorize the solutions, like they don't even look at the actual puzzle, right? It probably wouldn't even make a difference if I had to guess. Well, I imagine if you had one that kind of swapped the sprites around, that might get a bit confusing. Yeah, probably not much, that's what I think. It's going to look similar enough that it's going to cause your, like, muscle memory to kick in. You're like, oh yeah, it's this puzzle, I do this, go over there. I mean, I imagine seeing he might give you pause for a bit instead of is. You're like, wait a minute, he? Oh, right. Nice. I think I completed this whole little mini area. That's cool. And now to get my trophy, which is 3 blocks away. That could be a slight issue. 3 blocks away, even though I only have 4 pieces and 2 of them are on a lower row that I can't get over there. Oh, that would just be annoying. Invisible levels? That'd be the worst. Well, I guess that'd be one way to memorize solutions, yeah. If anything, it'd be a way for speedrunners to learn the muscle memory. Huh, so how's this gonna work? That's a weird to get trophy. Do I just need to steal like a crap ton of blocks? That doesn't seem right. Yeah, this is weird. I don't know about that trophy right now. Yeah, you know what I thought might be a fun mod? A mod that, like, takes all the objects and, like, swaps them with something random. So the levels just have really weird crap like Dust is you and, like, Baba is stop. I don't know. Clock is win. Just, like, think of just, like, random stuff. Invisible levels. Oh, man, that'd be torture. Imagine a level that has RNG with that. I don't think there is a level that has RNG, though. Yeah, that'd be fun. That's what I think would be fun. One that swaps the object with just random stuff. So every level you just see some stupid thing. Just like some objects behaving in completely unexpected ways that just make no sense. And just really stupid looking levels. I think that'd be fun. That's what I was thinking. Like, what would a Baba randomizer do? That'd be one thing I could do, huh? Randomize that. Randomize, like, what rule? I don't know. Like, randomizing the text itself. That'd be kind of mean, I think. There actually is a base game code with RNG? Meta 8? Oh. Oh, right. Well, I wonder if... I guess that the particle effects would still be there, right? So you'd have to use, like, the particle effects to do it. That's interesting. I wonder how the speedrunners handle that. You actually have RNG you have to deal with. Maybe they could find a non-RNG setup. Okay, well, I'm not going to worry about that trophy for now. I kind of want to solve some of these random ones. Why is Handle 4 unsolved? Yeah, I kind of want to solve these unsolved puzzles. That is a lot of dropping. So I've got to drop. I've got to drop a lot of tiles. Ooh, but I can't drop too many. I have to drop 4 specifically from this one and 2 from this one. Interesting. What? I have to drop different amounts. So maybe what I need to do is, like, have a setup where I can pull both out. And then, like, push it down. And then somehow get something, yeah, where that allows me to pull the last 2 without touching the others. Huh. That's an interesting thought. Well, I think the simplest shape I can make with this is, kind of a C thing. No, I guess a line would have been simpler. A 3 line with, like, a little part sticking out to be able to grab. Doesn't leave me very many tiles left, does it? That's like the simplest shape I could think of that actually allows me to grab things. That is cool seeing it like that. Oh, it sticks, right. That's gonna be an issue. Ooh. Now what? If it's gonna get stuck to it, I can't push it down. So I need to start maybe with the top stack somehow. Well, I can't really do much better than sticking it there and then doing a 2 here. Now what? Now I want to add the last bit on to hook the other side. That doesn't seem so bad. Seems easy, in fact. There are several shapes I could make. Actually, building a shape could be somewhat annoying, though. Hey, we got the sunset lighting again. That's always nice. How about I build this shape? That'll work, I think. Or not? Nope, I should have built it differently. Ooh, how am I actually going to get that on there? Yeah, let's build it the other way around. I love this little dude. Wonder how he feels about building all this stuff. There we go. Cool. That wasn't so bad. Alright, that's another area 100%ed. So look at that. That leaves no more unsolved puzzles in this, I think, this entire area here. And how have I going? Oh, I think about an hour. How long? I wonder how long I spent filling with stream trying to get to work. Like, trying to 10 to 15 minutes. Quite a while. So I barely been playing at all, and I already have solved a decent number of levels. What is its trophy? It's just taunting me. Like, what? All the way over there? How many blocks would I need to steal to, like, bridge from this point, for example? A lot of blocks. Screw it, I'm trying it. What if I just steal so many blocks that I actually can get over there? Because I have a lot of blocks at my disposal. It's also nice as you can just reset certain ones instead of having to reset the whole thing. Whee! I like the spam click. Okay, the only problem is that I didn't leave myself a way to get across here. I'm still gonna have to have enough pieces to actually get across. I'm probably gonna want to take these too. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna be wanting those. Going through here doesn't really seem to be... It seems like I'm basically spending 4 blocks to get 2, so that doesn't seem helpful. But how about I try to... Can I actually take these? It'll be a little difficult. Yeah, it's going to be a little difficult to take those, actually. Yep. Trying to come up with this plan. Should have stuck them all together. Whee! Yeah, I love the spam clicking being fixed. Makes it a lot better. I would still need 5 to get over there. I don't know if I'm getting 5 at this point. No. Not that I could tell. Huh. Yeah, I wonder how you're supposed to do that then. That's actually kind of weird. Someone says if you need... Yeah, I don't know. Maybe I won't worry about that for now. Let's see what these were about. Turning. So, wait a minute. To get this straight, I solved turning... Oh, okay, I was going to say, did I solve turning 2 without 1? We have turning 4, turning 3, turning 2... Yeah, and turning 1. Why is turning 1 not solved? Somehow I just gave up on this one and did these 2. It's kind of weird. Well, I've definitely gotten better at the game since then, so it seems like I'm not going to have nearly as much of an issue. And I think they also patched out some cheese, so that's a plus. Only 4 blocks to get across there. That doesn't seem so bad. Is that all it was? Wow, that was real hard, huh? Yeah, but I certainly understand why I got stuck on that one. Jeez. How could everyone have figured that out? So is the theme of turning just like building yourself a bridge to push other blocks into? Maybe. Yeah, I can look over here, but I don't think there's anything really to see. We can obviously see where the exit is. That's a lot of blocks to work with. A whopping 10 blocks. Look at that. What I kind of want to do is like have some blocks here and like push them sideways. That might work actually. It seems like it also might just be more trouble than it's worth. Yeah, definitely. Hardest puzzle in the game. Why is it so early, right? I mean, with 4 blocks, just way too many possibilities to consider. Obviously, too difficult. 10 blocks, now that's fine. 10 blocks, that's I can handle 10 blocks, but 4 blocks is too much for me, apparently. Alright, let's see here. What's funny is I think there was that one puzzle in the arrows area that had like 4 blocks, and I still didn't solve it. What am I gonna do up there? Wish I could, like, use my cursor. You can only use your cursor in the pause menu. That's something I should consider with my games. Maybe I should have the option to be able to show the cursor. Actually, surprisingly enough, there's not really like a settings menu, is there? It's just like this. Yeah, it's not really like a settings menu to be able to do things with. It's just kind of awkward trying to visualize this area up here and not being able to see properly. How am I going to get anything over there? Probably not coming around the back. That'd be dumb. No, and that would be too. It would require too many blocks, anyways. Like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. No, you need too many. So I'm probably gonna have to come around the top like this. I think what I just need to do is like have a 3 across and push that down, maybe. From here, maybe I need to have a 3 across. How am I gonna get a 3 across up there? It doesn't really make much sense. Kind of feels like it wants me to go through here, though, so maybe I should do that. Okay, let's put 2 there. Kind of feels like it wants me to go above here and then do something. For the game idea, you have shown the cursor is necessary. Oh, the game idea? I know you've had some game ideas, but do you have like a specific game idea that you want to actually like do someday? That's cool. Like one that you're gonna like put more like serious time into or whatever. Yeah, the game idea, I mean, I have a couple game ideas. One's definitely gonna require the cursor to be shown, considering it's gonna be like a mouse-based game. Let's see how this is gonna work. I'm already out of blocks. Where would I want to go but around here anyways? Ah, okay. The biggest one out of all the game ideas you have. That makes sense. I could make like a giant thing and kind of like push it in. Yeah, that's cool. That'd be nice to see more about that idea and see how it goes for you. Or if there's any way I can help with it. I mean, sometimes it's nice to get your legs under you, but I mean, it's also good to sometimes to start with smaller projects too, huh? Okay. Ah, I see what I can do, maybe. If I can get like somehow get a good shape up there, I could push it over. Yeah, exactly. I mean, if anything, people might be able to give you advice. Like, I'm somewhat hesitant to start to stream my dev because... So one thing I want to try to avoid is, like, spoiling the game, right? Like, one thing that can happen is if you have a devlog that everyone's watching, you might just end up spoiling the game before people even get to play it. That's one thing I think that's one reason to be cautious sometimes about devlogs, huh? At the same time, like, if it's your first game, or if it's a game that, like, it's not really spoilers, not really affected, like, if it's not, like, a puzzle game, then maybe it won't matter. Or if anything, you could, like, show making the main mechanics, and then everything else after that could be different, huh? Yeah, it's an interesting decision. It's just something I've thought about with this. Yeah, you don't want to get... Exactly, that's the thing. Like, you don't want to get spoilers, right? That can be difficult. But, I mean, at the same time, also streaming and, like, having a devlog I think can motivate you to finish the game. Right now, like, I kind of just want to chill out with something a bit more chill, like playing a game and streaming rather than trying to do some huge thing. Yeah, it makes sense, Shrugs. Yeah, parts of dev on stream, parts not. And plus, I mean, it can help to build up hype for it, huh? If people say, like, whoa, this is cool, you might build help to get more attention on it. Ugh. So this is great if I could actually get that shape through. Oh, I know what I need to do. I think I just need to do what I did, but make it extend over, make the horizontal part extend over one more tile. So I think what I'm going to do, yeah, I think I have the right idea here. I want to have this piece, but I want to just make it one more over. So I just give myself that little bit of extra horizontal edge. Oh, this is cool. What a neat little concept. Turning. I guess you're turning around the corner, huh? And then just go around there. Neat. Hooray! Another area done, I think. Let's just double check. Yep. Alright, I think that's every puzzle here solved. Every puzzle's there solved. Alright. There's a few more block pushing ones that I haven't solved yet. I think I'm probably going to have more luck on those than trying to do the other ones. Transfer 2. So what do we have? Transfer 3? So the idea with the transfer puzzles is that you have to make like a shape, and then you have to kind of be able to slide it around. Like generally, that's the idea: is to try to make one monster shape, and then you need to make it in the right way that you can slide it around this little like pathway to get it to sink in. You're still a little skeptical of the game idea, but then again, Hempley was skeptical. I mean, one thing that can help with that, Shrugs, is to prototype it. But I guess that's what you're gonna do anyways. I mean, if you're not sure if a game idea is going to be good or not, I'd recommend doing like a low graphics prototype. Because if you're having fun with the prototype, then that's probably a really good sign, huh? Like I had that with a couple of my game ideas. Like, okay, I'm already enjoying the game just playing my crappy looking prototype, and you know, once the game actually looks good and like is polished, then you know it's really gonna be fun, huh? But I don't know. It can also be easy to be biased as a developer towards enjoying your own product, because obviously, if you made it, you probably made it in some way you're interested in. But I don't know. You can always find like an audience for pretty much anything, it seems, as long as it's just of good quality, and at least if you enjoy it, then someone else probably will too. Let's put it that way. Yeah, it's your plan. Yeah, good. That's a good plan. Okay, so a shape kind of like that, but not exactly like that, obviously. Ooh, whatever shape I make needs to be able to like fit through there. That's not good. If I have like 2 blocks extending below me right now, that will not do it because I still need to be able to walk across. Dang it. How's that gonna work? Like I have to have a bit to be able to push it up. And if I do that, how am I gonna sink it and also be able to get all the way up there? This is weird. Having no room here really doesn't help. Yeah, what? At this point, there has to be a block above me. And yet I also want to be able to have... Because I can't have more blocks above me, I don't think, because I won't be able to get past that wall. So, like, this is as high up as it goes, I think. And yet somehow... Maybe the idea is that the shape can somehow push over an extra tile? That doesn't make any sense. Somehow I have to be able to... I mean, unless I actually do it in 2 separate steps. It could be a 2-stepper. I don't think I've really seen that yet, but it could be. Let's say this was just a regular L without the extra bit sticking down. Yeah, that'll work, won't it? Is that actually how it is? I mean, I know I didn't really think of that. You know, it's kind of reminding me of those Tetris puzzles in The Witness. Where it's like, you get so focused on, oh, all the shapes need to be together, or all the shapes need to be this way, and you totally forget about all the other ways things can work. Like, it doesn't have to be all one monster shape. It can be very hard to eliminate those assumptions from your thinking process. Okay, almost right. I mean, maybe it is still big monster shape and I'm completely wrong, but I mean, this seems promising. I can't do like a 1. But I think that's a good thing, something I should focus on. Not getting too caught up in a single thought process. It's like pretty much every shape I need needs to have a corner of this type. I mean, this does that, sure. Ooh, could I have made like a Z shape, maybe? Actually, I think that would have worked. How about a Z shape? No, it's not gonna fit. Yeah, it'll be too tall and chunky to fit through there. If I were to stick this last block on, where would it go? One of your smaller ideas is this game called Cell Machine. No, I don't think I have heard of that actually. Cell Machine, eh? Yeah, see, this isn't gonna work because I can't push the last block on my own. Dang it. Somehow I feel like there's gonna have to be multiple steps because nothing else just seems to make any remote sense to me. Yeah, once I get to this corner, it's either that or I'm like pushing some extra pieces here just to give myself some extra room. There has to be a bit that I can push up, and there has to be a bit that I can push left, no matter what. I'm gonna do this somewhat stupid. If I had one more block, it would work. Here's the stupid idea that I had, but unfortunately it's not gonna work anyways. It's a jam game by a YouTuber. Oh, nice. It's a really cool idea for a puzzle game. The puzzle design was kind of bad. Oh. So similar to that, but more well-designed puzzles, huh? This idea didn't work anyway. I was gonna try to, like... If I could move this down a space, I was gonna try to, like, give myself some space to just push blocks through regularly. But I don't think it's gonna work. Oh well, it was a thought. So many possibilities to consider. If I go back to the fact that I am gonna have to have this corner here. Where would the rest of the blocks go if I had this shape? It's like that shape is the only kind of thing I could think that reasonably allows me to push something left and then up without adding some extra blocks to give myself room. People made a whole bunch of mods of the game, which added a whole bunch of cool stuff, but they seem to be more excited about the sandbox element. Oh. Sell machine. I wonder if that sounds like Factorio or something. Like, is it one of those, like, factory kind of games? Where you're building things that build other things, that do other things. Oh, you notice you slight finger pain. Yeah, it happens to me. Yeah, exactly. The same thing happens to me, Carl. Because I think what I do, yeah, is I have my middle finger on Z, my pointer fingers on X, and my ring fingers on Shift. But then, yeah, I don't really know a good way to leave it at the end, unfortunately, besides just to take a break and stretch your fingers. Yeah, that happened to me, too, when I play. You want to make a whole bunch of puzzles for some of those. Cool. But I guess, yeah, I guess that won't require programming, right? It's just, a mod of a good puzzle game is a mod of a good sandbox game, which is a mod of a bad puzzle game, man. The chaining the modding. That's basically what happened with the Windows randomizer. It's a mod of a mod, and then someone made a mod of a mod of a mod. Yeah, that's what happened with the Windows randomizer. My Windows randomizer was a mod of another randomizer, and then the Archipelago version is a mod of that. That's the fun thing about free and open source software, huh? The whole collaborative aspect is always awesome. If I could just find a way to... It'd be nice to be able to, like, somehow get under a shape and push it up. I just think it's more work than it's worth. How? This is so weird. Yeah, it's basically what happened with Lockpick, too, huh? People were like, you know, I like this concept, but I wish the puzzles were better. And then they, okay, I'll just add my own. I wonder if I can kind of build the shape without sinking it. Would it actually be better just to kind of leave part of it here and then... I don't necessarily see how this is better than just doing it all at once anyways. Darn it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. What about a square? What about a 2x2 square? I can't push that up, can I? But if... Oh, wait a minute. Yeah. I can just make that all at once. So what about this shape? This is going to be weird to make. I don't even know what to call it. It's like a reverse. It's like a music note with the flag facing the wrong way. Yeah, this is a hard to describe shape, but you'll see what I mean when I make it. What about this shape? Yeah, it's a music note with a malformed flag facing the wrong way. Almost. Nah, that's not quite it. But if I could push that up, it would be. The sandbox mod, I see. Yeah, technically won't require coding, but a lot better as an actual mod. Yeah. So it'd be more about designing the puzzles. Yeah, it'd be interesting to see you design some more puzzles, huh? I guess you've already designed. I've already seen you make several Baba puzzles, so I already know like what kind of puzzles you make. Here. If I could like push up a group from the bottom. I'm trying to conceive of some way to like push a group upwards and then go back down and push it up again. Dang it. And here I thought that was it. Forgot about the fact that, yeah, I still can't get it all the way up. How can I get a group up? Or just need a way to just get underneath something. Those last two. Yeah, unfortunately that's too many. I was thinking like a 4x4 and then add some extra space to push it up, but no. There ain't nearly enough blocks for that. If I could get a if I could get a 2E here, that'd be great, but I don't think I can. I'm just trying to think of like almost cheesing it. It doesn't feel intended. You've seen their user created vaults you have to break in using. Oh, that's cool. You break in the difficult vaults to break into, huh? They have an actual puzzle game, huh? Yeah, that'd be cool, Shrugs. Alright, I'm stuck on that one, so let's try a different one. I almost have enough to get to this trophy, I think. What the heck is this? I don't even remember this puzzle at all. What in the heck is this setup? It's like a loop. Maybe this puzzle wasn't unlocked at first. What am I supposed to do with that? Maybe it's just so I can get around and push something down? Up, down, or something? I don't know. Like maybe I come here in like some kind of cubby, go up, and then use it to push something down, and push it up again. Yeah, what would the purpose of this possibly be? Whatever it is, I have to be able to get it all the way across here, so I have to be careful not to have a block to my right, or I'm not going to be able to get across this in the first place. Well, that's weird. How does that make sense? What? So how am I going to push a group to the right, and then somehow get past this corner? That does not make any sense to me. Well, let's see how much distance I have from this exit. 5 blocks. And I only have 8 to work with, so I can't exactly make a very big shape. How would I get past there after pushing this to the right? Maybe I don't push it to the right here. Maybe what I actually do is push it to the right here, come around, and then push it to the right again. That seems like it's going to be the play. So we need to have a kind of shape that, after I push it to the right here, I then probably like push it up one space, and then somehow, or maybe like 2 spaces. It'd be nice. Yeah, here is where I probably want the final push to go. It doesn't have to be here. It could be up here too. Maybe I push it to the right here. It feels like it would give me a bit more space to work with. Somehow I need to like come in here and push it to the right again. Maybe like a 5 with a hook coming off? It's not quite enough. Yeah, 5 with a hook isn't going to do it, because... Or like a 3 with a hook. So like, I'm thinking about this kind of general shape. It's a cool concept, like thinking of the right shape to make this work. I'm thinking of a 3 with a hook right now. Yes, my favorite, the hook. I feel like I made this shape so many times. It's just kind of general thing. It's an upside down bow, it's a hook. So I had that kind of thing. That would be really nice to have on the right side. Because let's say it were here. Let's say it were here. I could like push part of it over and then loop around and push part of it over again. It would sink right in. Now the other problem is, am I actually going to be able to move this thing around the way I want to? It's going to be a little difficult to move, I think. I need some way to get around and push to the left. Unless it's like a wiggle. What's the chances of that? What's the chances that Sneck is the play? Sneck. What can I do with Sneck? That doesn't quite cut it. I'm gonna move it over, but not quite. Nope. Darn, that would have been a close shape, though. But it's something, I swear it's something like that. Something like a 3 with a hook sticking off. If I could just get over slightly farther, I could push it over. I would need like 2 blocks, and unfortunately I only have 1. If I make that shape. If I have 1 extra block, I could like kind of stretch it across. Like here, I can almost bridge across and just like push it. But not quite. I'm 1 short of being able to do that. Ugh, just 1 short of being able to get it to work that way. Even if I put the block attached to it instead, that also wouldn't do it. I need to get you over there. But how? Wait a second, I can just take it down the bottom and push it up, maybe? What would that look like? If I could somehow get in here and ride it over and then push it up. Aha, that would work. I need to leave myself a way to do that. Okay. How would I be in here at the time? I don't see a way to be in there. If I could somehow be in there during this. There's gotta be something to do with this last block. If I make it extend one space downwards. Like that. What if I grab this? Now, what was the plan here? I don't entirely remember. Oh, this is the wrong way anyways. It needs to go the other way around. This long bit needs to be on the other side. Whoops. Right, because I need to be able to push it over. Man, I wonder how many updates this game is going to get before release. Certainly got quite a few, hasn't it? This was the way that I needed it, but now what do I do with this last piece? So what I really want is a way to push it over here. Ah, so maybe the last piece goes on the bottom right. Right there. Perhaps. So that gives me a way to push it to the right. I can push it up. Now I need a way to push it over just a bit farther. Push it over there. This is just such a weird shape to look at. Like, what is this thing? It really is a hook, huh? It literally is. Oh, no. Having that there blocks me from pushing it. Almost. It's so close. And again, maybe it isn't. Maybe I put the long bit on the wrong side again. I don't remember what I was even thinking with this. What was my plan exactly? The plan was to... Oh, I realized, yeah, this would kind of require a long bit to be on both sides, which doesn't make sense. I need to be able to get to here. And then if I could theoretically move it 2 spaces over, I would still need another spot to push it. But like the U is the U is like the one constant with all this. This piece is like, I feel like the necessity, this is the part that has to be there. I think everything around it maybe is just what I need to figure out. You can actually move this pretty nicely even as it is. Oh, kind of. Like it just goes, yeah, right in the water. Alright, we got our little U at a spot. What can I add to this U to make this work? I need to get across that gap and get it far enough that I can actually access the part of it that I need to. Because, yeah, there's no pushing anything through here. That wall is in my way. And I just don't think pushing through here is possible. Which means I gotta have it at a spot where I can actually push it to the right. Is there anything that's not a U that would do that? Not that I can really think of. Has to go there. This would need to extend over 2 tiles at least. Yeah, maybe I need to think of something totally different. I'd be kind of surprised, but it's not out of the question. That needs something totally different. Yeah, that might not work. Only that worked 5 tiles across. So whatever it is, from this point, I have to be able to push it to the right. I love these little loop things. It was very specifically designed. I have to be able to push it to the right, sink it here, and then that has to be able to get me across. So at the very least, at this point, it's going to need to be like 5 long. I don't think of too many ways to do that besides what I've already constructed. Of course, it could be like 5 straight, but I think that would just make it harder to move. Like, there's no way I'm getting it all the way across there. It's just too far. This at least allows me to move it like multiple times, as I can loop around here. So if I can get, yeah, I can just get to this point. Maybe that's the idea, is that I don't necessarily, no, I need to get it over farther. Trying to think like, here, maybe I'll just show it. Like this here. Like, what does a shape style like this get me? Because I can, if I can get that over all the way against this right wall, I can kind of push it up and then in through here. I can't quite access this bottom part. But at the very least, if I shove that against the wall, I could do something. I don't think I'd want that piece there, though. Yeah, if I shove something like this all the way against the wall, I can push it up and then push it over. Ah, does this thing one just not fit in the U-shape bit? Yeah, this is a weird one, TF guy. So how are you doing? I see you cut. Yeah, it's usually see every now and then, huh? Ah, stretch time. Everyone take a stretch. Everyone take a stretch. Get something to drink. Wow, look at this hard puzzle. Yeah, I'm at all the hard puzzles of the game now. But it's seriously good. Like, this is just a regular block pushing puzzle, right? So you can see what I'm trying to do. If I could somehow shove this piece all the way to the right, and then like push it up, I can kind of get into the U portion, and then push it over farther, and then loop again, and then push it over farther. The piece would need to be slightly longer than this. Yeah, just push the blocks. Ah, really? I never thought that was gonna work. Yeah, just push the blocks. It's so easy. It's funny that this game managed to do so much with just a few mechanics. Just get to the X. Imagine that, like, you trying to explain this game to someone, like, okay, so what are the rules of the game? The rules of the game is to get to the X. That's it? Yeah, okay. The rule of, well, how do you play Doom? You shoot stuff. How do you play this game? You get to the X. You push blocks and get to the X. Just making a game sound so insanely simple that it seems like there's nothing to it. How to push these blocks and get to the X. That's funny. Just like, I mean, some people say that like with platformers and collectathons, right? Like, why do you find this game fun? All you do is jump around and collect things. I'm like, well, you can pretty much reduce every game to its core mechanics and make it sound lame, huh? But obviously, the implementation is what makes it interesting. Yeah, the jump key. That's funny. For some reason, hitting space actually makes a clicking sound. I can like click with it. I just naturally hit space to try to jump, and it makes a clicking sound. There's games where it's impossible to not make them sound lame. You're a sword building bad A that's like, I don't know. Oh, it's impossible to not make them sound lame. Yeah, I see what you're saying. Yeah. Okay, well in this game you pick up keys and open doors, and then you have the doors have more keys which you use to open more doors. And yeah, that's pretty much the game. Yeah, like how do you make it sound awesome? Just by... Yeah. Yeah, Minesweeper, huh? Yeah, it reminds me. I wonder if I probably won't stream 14 Minesweeper variants. Or maybe I will. Maybe I'll just play that one on my own. It seems like more of a game that might be just more chill times. I do not get this puzzle. It'd be so nice to just be able to push this all the way up. I'm just always like one tile short of being able to get this to work. What am I supposed to do with this part? I think that's what I'm not getting. What do I do here? That's supposed to be remotely helpful. Yeah, I see what you're saying. Yeah. It's just like yeah, exactly. Like a game that doesn't really seem to have any challenge. Like, how's that interesting? Huh? You just pick up keys and open doors? Like, I played plenty of games with that. That's not that difficult, huh? Reminds me of like Chip's Challenge. They have puzzles like that where you pick up keys and open doors. But they certainly find ways to make it hard. Like, how would I ever, from this point, get something to a spot where I can actually push it any farther? That's just what just doesn't make any sense to me. Make a wider hook? I don't see how that's any different from what I was already trying to do. A wider hook doesn't seem to have any point. A double, like a comb? Have I tried a comb yet? I don't know, actually. Let's try making a comb and see what happens. You made a game that has picking up keys and unlocking doors? Really? You made a game? That's cool. What's it called? Is it like is it on itch or whatever? It also has fire shooting snake heads and spring platforms. Like, okay, well that makes it sound pretty awesome, huh? Fire shooting snake heads. Amanda's birthday. Oh, it's on your website. Ah, you have a website. Fancy. Amanda's birthday quest. That sounds like the worst birthday ever. Then again, who knows? Maybe she's enjoying it anyways. So you're just trying to have a nice birthday, and then these stupid monsters and snakes and everything show up to ruin your day, huh? Who, TF Guy? Yeah, TF Guy's been around for a while. They usually come in every now and then. Alright, I have the Comb of Power. What can I do with the Comb of Power? If I could get it a little farther. How do I know it? I don't remember. I think TF Guy knew me from The Witness or something. Let's see if the Comb of Power works. Wait a minute, this will work, won't it? How did I not see this earlier? I thought I salted this. Yeah, I made the Witness randomizer. I think that's probably where you found me, huh? Some people followed me before I even started streaming. I don't know who, but a couple people did. Because I basically had said I was going to stream at some point. The person's like, well, yeah. Or if someone's, yeah, like, if someone's thinking like, well, if this person's streaming, I would like to know, huh? Like, sometimes you might follow someone that doesn't stream yet. Wow, that was hard. The Comb of Power was the answer. I feel like I would have thought of something like that, but it felt like I didn't have enough blocks. Ooh, we have a trap level. How is that exit so far away? It's way down there. Huh. 6 people. I mean, you were either you. I think you already announced you were gonna stream, or someone basically. I think I may have like said that you were gonna stream. Yeah, 6 people follow you before you started streaming. When did I even start streaming? I don't remember. I have to go back and look at the VODs, but then again, those VODs are deleted by now. Yeah, I don't even remember when I started streaming. Some point last year, when I was playing The Witness. That's all the games I had to play. Huh. So what's the deal with this? Maybe I need some shape that I can get in here and then kind of like shift downwards several tiles? Like a snake, maybe? Why just make a huge wiggle? That might work. Why just make literally a huge wiggle? This is gonna be a funny shape. Now if I can actually make it. I'm just gonna try to make the world's biggest wiggle. Wiggle, 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 wiggle. Man, imagine getting the shape like this in the Witness randomizer. I think it's been something like that. Alright, we're just gonna make a giant wiggle and see if that works. Because I think I can move this down several spaces. Yeah, like this. I could kind of use this staircase to move it down several spaces. Aha! Beautiful. Look at that. I saw that one almost right away. Nice try, game, but I actually saw the solution to that one. So, booyah. Now that's kind of annoying me because I have just one random one that I don't get. What could I possibly be missing here? So maybe it really is one shape, but what kind of shape would I actually be able to like work with here? Because nothing makes sense considering that huge wall's in the way, that I can't make anything like tall enough to get to the exit. What kind of single shape would allow me to actually get over there? I am confusion. Like I don't see any point, I don't see any like spots where I can kind of like gradually like move it up using some kind of cycle, using some kind of loop. Right? Doesn't look like such a thing exists. Just go around the top, easy. Yeah, no, not quite that easy. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I don't even have 8 blocks, so nope, it's not going around the top, that's for sure. Yeah, this one's annoying me. Why haven't I solved this one yet? Yeah, you missed a TF guy. There was a puzzle that literally took me like 1 minute that apparently I was stuck on before. The new techniques I learned, I guess, helped. Like, it was such a simple puzzle. Either that or I just never really put much effort into it for whatever reason. What kind of shape is going to get through there? The problem is that whatever shape I push up here has to, like, sink at this point because I can't push it up any farther. There's no more room, and I'm on a runway. And yet, it seems like... Oh! You're gonna try the demo. Yeah, I think you should, TF Guy. This game is fun. If you like block pushing puzzles, this game, in my opinion, is definitely right up your alley. Because it's actually, in my opinion, yeah, this game has really well-designed puzzles. Although there can be some frustrating choke points where it's like, ugh, I have to solve this puzzle to continue. Yeah, but I totally recommend this game. It definitely gets my Sigma seal of approval. This part is driving me nuts. Like, what do I know? If at this point the shape I'm pushing is no more than 1 tall, I think it's just over. Unless I could somehow loop, because I'll get here. Oh yeah, I think you were the one that recommended that, right? Is that on Steam? And I push that up, and then it's just going to sink it. I can't get across. Yeah, and of course, Jelly is sticky. Yeah, it's very similar to this. I was waiting for a sale on that. It might actually be on sale now. We have the spring sales happening, huh? I should look to see if any of the puzzle games I want are on sale. It's on my wish list, but usually I don't buy games at full price because I already have so many games anyways. I don't need to be buying games so early. I mean, unless it's like a game that was just recently released with some dev that I want to like help them get sales or whatever. So I have to either be able to loop or what? Or do it in 2 parts. That's all I'm getting from this. But every single piece I push through seems to have the same property that doesn't help me. It just doesn't make any sense because Yeah, every piece seems to have that same annoying property. If only I could get a bigger L through, but I can't. Yeah, I've heard it's very hard too. Well, I mean, I played a hard puzzle game or two in my life, huh? Might have heard this game Baba Is You. Yeah, that's a pretty hard one. Just a bit hard. And you basically have to be a genius to understand all that's going on. Man, I could not wrap my head around some of that. I tried my best. Harder than pushing sausages. Yeah, maybe. Wait a second. If I leave this here, and now I get an L, what happens? It's going to sink too early, that's what. Right? So maybe what I actually need to do, and this is interesting, maybe what I need to do is, actually I do need to do it in several pieces, but I need to bring the pieces in one at a time. So maybe that's what I need to do. I can get past this choke point by pushing pieces through, so maybe I do need to build a block, I just might need to build it in parts. A co-stream of the golem? Oh, like, having us both on the call or whatever? Like over Discord? Or would you just, like, be in chat, like, in the text chat while I'm playing the game? Yeah, that could be fun, huh? Oh, you mean, like, yeah, which one, Shrugs? I probably should stop asking questions like that, huh? Either or questions where I just give two options and I don't know which one was responded to. Because, yeah, stream delay's a thing. Yeah, exactly. We could do it over Discord. That'd be fun. Yeah, maybe we should plan that out sometime, huh? You should probably friend request me? Haven't you already? Huh. Well, if not, yeah, go and send me a friend request and I can add you. Yeah, I think that'd be fun. A co-stream. I haven't done one of those before. Yeah, I'd be fine with that. I think that'd be fun. Aha. Look at this. This has got to be it, right? Maybe not quite, but it's close. Because what's interesting is I can actually kind of build the shape like that. Never mind. Well, I could have done it that way. If I had like a 2 across, I could like stick it onto the shape like that. Kind of. I don't know, there's creative ways to build these shapes that I need to consider. But of course, even then, I don't think that shape would have won me the game, so that's not good. That's not going to be any good. What the heck? This is causing me pain. Pain is real with this puzzle. How? It's like every piece I need to send through at least needs to be an L, basically, it feels like. I think maybe there's so many I can join them up. Yeah, you're having trouble with it too, huh, Carl? Yeah, there's clearly something clever going on. Like, I think there must be some clever way to, like, basically bring pieces in, like, gradually, and either sink a piece, or maybe not even sink a piece, maybe leave a piece over here, and then kind of stick the other piece onto it, and then do something like that. I think it's something like that is probably possible. Now, if only I could have... It's like everything has to be like an L shape. That's what kind of sucks. I wish I could get one more block above this, but I just don't see any way. It is hard. I could send a second L through and stick it to this, and stick it to this L. Yeah, like, that's the problem, is this choke point limits how tall your pieces can be, which is such a huge issue. Like, it's such a pain in the butt. I could bring a second L through and, like, stick it on. Or, like, I could have made this a wider L, right? Like, I could basically make it L, and then I could have a piece below it. I probably can't make a C, because I'll just end up pushing it back down. But I can make, like, a longer L, if that would help. But it doesn't... Wait a minute, would it? Wait a second. How about bring a long L through, and then bring a short L in? What if? What if that actually does it? So, step 1, I'm going to bring the long L. And then I'm going to push it out of position such that I can stick the short L to it. It's not quite it. Dang it, that almost works. See, the problem is now I can't actually stick it. Worked better in my head. I mean, as everything tends to do, huh? But, like, I think there's some way to build this. Oh, yeah, just like that. There we go. Ooh, wow, that was hard. Hey, well, there we go. That's the transfer area done. Man, I haven't, like, 100% an area in a long time. So it feels good. I think I basically 100% of the entire, Have I 100% of the entire, like, base mechanics areas? Maybe. I think I might have actually 100% of every single regular block pushing puzzle. Because I don't see any more sitting around. Let's just reset these just to make sure there's no X's that I'm missing. There's no X's there. There's no X's there. These are all solved. These are solved. These are solved. Those are solved. And this is when the columns start. This is when the pillars are. Yeah, I might have actually solved every single regular block pushing puzzle. Yay, that's exciting. I am the master of blocks. Now, pillars and ice and all that stuff, not so much, but I am the master of blocks. So there's that. Alright, now let's see if I can get this trophy. I haven't gotten a trophy in a while either. Man, that's awesome. I didn't think I was actually going to make much progress today because of how hard these are. I'm glad I went and visited some of these earlier ones. So I was not feeling up to trying some of these harder puzzles out. Yep, I am Block Lord, yes. Lord of the blocks. Lord of the sticky blocks. Yeah, this game makes me excited to try Jelly is Sticky if it's got sticky blocks. 'Cause yeah, it's a cool mechanic, building up these shapes out of these blocks. What the heck? Why did the restart button take me there? I guess it's because it's the last point I warped to. Yeah, why is it taking me there? I don't get how the restart mechanic works. Maybe it's just like the last puzzle you entered. Yeah, like I hit R on the world map and it's just something weird. Okay, I think I'm just gonna want to make like a long thing, but I might run out of pieces. Yeah, Tape guys, you should totally check out this demo. This is like a beta, so it's like more of a full build than that's what's on Steam. Because I'm part of a tester. The game has an ending? I didn't research it, but I assume, right? Look at the part up here. I think this is the ending. This part at the top of the screen. Like, that's the top of the map. So I think that's probably the end of the game, but unfortunately I'm a bit stuck on some of these arrow puzzles. Oh, wait a minute. I think they opened a few more up. Thank goodness. I'm pretty sure when I first played this game, I think there was just this one X. And that was all that was open. I couldn't do any more. But it looks like I think they actually changed it so that you can, you have a few more levels unlocked. That's good, because honestly, that was my #1 complaint with the game, is the fact that there's too many puzzles locked off, if you ask me. But I think they actually changed that, so that's, in my opinion, a good improvement. Because some of these puzzles are real rough, and like it's really annoying when you want to keep playing a certain area, but there's just one puzzle you're forced to play. But thankfully, it looks like they changed that. Good. In my opinion, that's a welcome change. So maybe that's why it feels like there's just more levels available now, because I think there literally are. Yeah, that's my impression, is that thing at the top is the ending of the game. Ooh, I'm one block short of... Ah, crap, I didn't want to do that. Well, what did I think? Yeah, I wanted to look at the warp. I wanted to just get a better look here. One block short of that working. But maybe that's not the idea. It's probably not that simple. Probably what I want to do is have some shape that I can actually transport across this entire thing. I have an idea what shape that might be. Well, that's cool. So that's what reset does. It actually did. It actually undid the entire reset. And my impression of what reset does is it basically like resets you to the previous like level entry. I guess that'd be a nice way to create a checkpoint. How about this? Yeah, I just pushed it one too far over. How about this shape? It's the exact number of blocks, so that's probably promising. How about this curlicue? Here we go, here we go, here we go. Almost. It does sink, but unfortunately not from this spot. Uh-oh. Dang it, I didn't think this was going to be a problem. Okay, I have a piece above me because I need to push up. Maybe I should try to make the curlicue the other way around. Now that one has sunk either, would it? This piece actually does sink, but I just can't do it at the right position. Okay, how about a vertical curly Q? So I'm gonna try doing a curly Q in this manner. Alright, let's try that curly Q. Here we go, here we go. That should sync. Yeah! Victory! Winner, winner, chicken dinner. I've got myself a trophy. Man, that feels good. Good progress. There's still this trophy I don't understand, though, which is gonna annoy me. There's this stupid trophy. What do I do with this? Yeah, I want to try this other trophy again, but I'm kind of at a loss with it. Like, it feels like I need to steal blocks from somewhere. I'm just going to reset all these blocks so I can get a view of where it came from where. So let's just get all my blocks back to their starting positions. So this, what am I going to do about this trophy? I obviously can't push these blocks up a layer. They're way too far away to be able to, like, get around. So I feel like the blocks on the right need to somehow get involved. But how? If I could just get them a little farther over. Huh. It's kind of funny. It's so close and yet so far. You suck. You suck. So close and yet so far. If only I could somehow stick a block at this height, but I don't see that happening. Wait a second. Wait just a second. Check this out. Check this out. Is this going to work? So what I need to do is I want to try actually stealing a block from the upper area. Yeah, I could jump down a level, but unfortunately, you see the problem is I only have 2 blocks here. But I think I know a cheeky workaround. Yeah, I can go down here, but unfortunately I can't get across there. And I can't, like, push these blocks up the stairs or anything. They don't work like that. But check this out. This is going to be big-brained. Just wait for it. It'll take a bit of setup. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to... First, I need to bridge across. So I'm going to actually start from here. I need to use some of these. Whatever, I'll just do that, I guess. I just need this block out of the way. Get out of the way, block. I want this thing out of my way. I'll just put it over there, I guess. Now I go over here. I'm going to try to bridge across this gap with this reset block in the way. Get out of the way. Okay, I'm going to try to bridge across from a different point. Ah, these resets ones are screwing me. Get out of the way, you jerks. If only I could do something with this block. It's going to be big brain, I promise. I just need to actually gotta execute it because these darn resets in my way. I want to use 3 of these blocks to bridge that. Okay, you know what? I'm just stealing some blocks from this part. Like, nope, I'm just stealing some. Alright, I'm going to steal you guys because these blocks are not making it easy on me. Yeah, I'll just make an L out of these. Go like this, like that. Go over here. Push that down. Okay, we got a bridge. I need one more block. One more block that I can actually push down there, which I can't at the moment, so I'm going to take another one. So many darn blocks. Okay, I'm going to take you. What I'm going to do is, I'm going to... Well, not that. That was dumb. Get you out of the way. I'm going to put this here, and now I'm going to reset this. So, what do you think is going to happen to the block that was supposed to go where this is currently located? It just puts it right up there. And there we go. That was cool. Alright, so there we go. That's that trophy. Oh, sneaky. I guess that's why that was adjacent, huh? Now what? So many things I could choose from. Huh, I wonder what's over there. You know, I could try to go to the end of the game, considering more of these are open. Because this one was getting me stuck. However, we do have a few more puzzles that I'm pretty sure weren't available on release. Yeah, I don't remember this puzzle at all. I think this one... Whoa, that's new. Whoa. I haven't seen this before. Yeah, look at that. An arrow switcher. That's cool. Yeah, arrow flip. That's new. Alright. Well, I'm glad I can play this. Okay, so now we gotta figure out how to get to that X. Yeah, these arrows are gonna be annoying to code in the solver. So obviously that setup happens, but I need it to not be at that level, because I'm not gonna be able to reach it. And it just got jammed anyways. How could I stop it from getting jammed? Yeah, I think these weren't unlocked before. At least I swear they weren't, because I was stuck on conveyor belt, and I don't think there were any more arrow puzzles or belt-like puzzles that were available. But yeah, now we have more puzzles to do. So I'm happy about that. What's with the trap, I wonder? Or is there just a random trap down here? Like, how am I ever gonna trigger this? Yeah, that's what it sounds like, huh? Yeah, because I guess the idea is that I just need to stop that 2 from falling, huh? Okay, let's see what that does. So I'm going to try a simple solution first and see why it fails. Because it seems like this should just be... So if I try this, what's going to happen? It's still going to slide. Ah, maybe that's why the trap's there. Because maybe I need to get it stuck on the trap. Aha, how about a U? Yeah, I think you need to get stuck on that trap. Yeah, right this way. And then easier said than done, apparently. Okay, put a block there, put a block there. Give me a 3 across, please. I don't want this extra block. Get out of my way. Get out of my face. But, like, I want to send a U through. That should trigger the trap, and then it should get stuck. Unfortunately, this extra block is kind of getting in the way right now. Ah, get out of my way. Okay, maybe I'll try to build a U here instead. Well, maybe I'll just make it an extra one long. So let's see what happens. It goes to the trap. Ah, that's the issue. Wait, so what happened exactly? Oh, it's stuck to the bottom block. That's what happened. Whoops. Yeah, that's not going to get jammed, obviously. I think I'm going to have to jam it on that trap. That's a bit of an issue. So maybe I should have made it an upwards U instead of a downwards one. Well, that might explain why we have an extra block. Yeah, like this kind of U. Like that. What's that gonna do? Trigger trap. Looks pretty locked into place to me. Yeah, that's not going anywhere. Nice. And there's our little exit. Yay, here it comes. It's exciting. The end of the game is in sight. Or as I assume is the ending up there. Alright. We got some river rafting rapids here. Oh goodness. A switcher on the raft. I probably don't want to touch that. Yeah, I'm guessing you don't want to touch that or else that thing's going to go bad. Wait, do I actually get to be the boat? Maybe I actually get to go boating this time. Because I feel like there hasn't been a proper puzzle where you get to be a boat. Like, to get to have the boat go across the water. Nah, it's not a pillar puzzle, so unfortunately, nah, you don't really get to make a boat. I think I just need to build a bridge, basically, bit by bit here. Like, I feel like I really don't want to touch that switcher, right? Because that's just going to send things the wrong direction. Just going to make things harder on myself. Well, maybe I'll just start and see what happens. Put 2 there, I guess. Make like an L. And then send that there. Well, I do have to be careful to make a path that I can actually walk on, so far so good. Whoa, I'm way out of blocks. Wait, what? Okay, I'm definitely not building a bridge then. Huh? Excuse me? Whoa. I do not have enough blocks to bridge this gap. I can't build a boat out of this, can I? This is weird to me. Oh, I don't build a boat. I'm moving the exit. I didn't even notice this exit was movable. Yeah, I didn't even notice. It's kind of hard to tell with the coloring, but yeah, that's totally a movable exit. So I actually need to send something out, and then it needs to turn around and bring the exit back to me. Return to me. So I just need to build a raft that's going to actually make it across here. I love this thing of that, building a boat. So it is it's just a boat that's unmanned. It needs to go... Yeah, that's funny. We load those delivery at the same time, huh? I mean, as soon as you figure out that building a bridge is impossible, it's like, well... what else makes sense, huh? Yeah, I don't know why I didn't notice that at first, but again, it's a subtle distinction, huh, about a movable exit. So I gotta figure out what boat's gonna make it. We're gonna make ourselves the best boat we can make. It'll be so good, so great. We gotta get it across. I make the best boats. I remember how the lines go. Something that Trump said. We make the best ones. I'm gonna make the best boat you ever seen. Alright, what's this boat gonna look like? Man, it's kind of hard to make a boat that's gonna make it through both of these, because, well, how many blocks? I can make it out of 8 pieces. It's a lot to work with, but still doesn't help. I'm trying to like logically reason about what tiles have to be occupied at any given moment. The second gap is really bad. How am I gonna get across that? So I have to have those 2 tiles occupied. And then I also have to be able to occupy 2 tiles that are like arranged like that. It's either or. So what's interesting is, yeah, I think based on the second gap, to clear the second gap, I have to have 2 tiles positioned like this. At the very least. To clear the first gap, I need 2 tiles positioned like this. Right? So now how do I intersect those 2 to make a single structure? 4 more blocks I can connect them. Yeah, that seems to be about just exactly enough. And I have to be smart about how I connect them. So a structure like that will definitely make it across, but it also needs to be able to touch the exit before touching the switcher. So at the time... So I'm also going to need a block here, I think. Because this block will trigger the switcher at the same time this block touches the exit. Yeah, something like that, huh? You open at bottom. Well, yeah, what I'm thinking is probably this tile. Ooh, but I can't have this tile occupied. So I think probably the 2 that go here are maybe like this. Or they could be like here. It might be multiple solutions. Yeah, actually, yeah, I guess it would have to be like this, huh? So this bottom right tile is here. This tile is here. No, that's not enough. I do need a tile to touch the exit still. Well, maybe that'll work. Yeah, 4x3U, eh? Like this? Huh. Oh, like this? Yeah, that might work. Well, no, I have to be careful, right? Because whatever tile is going to touch the X... Like, let's say this tile is touching the X, right? I have to make sure this tile is open, because otherwise it's going to hit the switcher too early. So So if I'm going to have this tile occupied, I probably need this tile occupied. But maybe like this kind of shape. I think that fulfills all the conditions. A 4x3H? Yeah, that has the same problem. This tile can't be occupied if this tile is the one that's touching the X. So I have to leave this tile open. I was thinking either this shape, like this kind of weird thing, or this. I think either one will be fine. So, like, it's kind of hard to describe. This is one of those where it's like show, don't tell, because good luck trying to... But why? Because if you, let's say that this is the tile that's going to touch your X, right? This one right here. If the tile above it is occupied, this middle tile is going to hit that switcher before this one gets far enough over. And then it's just going to come back and not grab it. So whatever tile touches the X, I have to have an open space above it to make sure that I don't touch the switcher too early. Yeah, like just try to imagine that U or H going across. The H is just going to hit the switcher and then go back. So yeah, I have to have that tile open. But I think there's multiple solutions. I think either shape I'm thinking of would have worked. So I'm going to try making the weird one. Oh, I'm one block short. Actually, that's a bit of an issue. So if this tile needs to be occupied and this tile needs to be occupied, I think I'm screwed. I'm going to be a bit more efficient about this. Maybe I should make like a skeleton. So there's really like, I think, two main ways to kind of arrange these. So there's this skeleton. Tiles arranged in this way will get past those two gaps. The tile above the one that touches the X has to be open. Oh, but I only get 4 tiles to touch it. So what if I fill these 4 and have this one be the one that touches the X, the one below me? That might work. Ugh, it's hard to visualize. What am I even looking at? I'm building a T, I think, below me. Should have brought this up first. This is so weird shape. What the heck is this thing? A weird, funky H. Alright, let's see if that works. Alright, let it rip. Whee! Bump the H, come back. And then you can just go in there. Cool! I like that puzzle. I don't know if there was another solution to that, but that worked, huh? So it was like a weird, funky H, huh? Alright. I might have enough blocks to get to the end, but I'm going to keep going for now. Ooh. Yeah, that one was cool. I like that one. That was one of my favorites in this arrow set, I think. Because you can logic it out. Like, based on the spacing, huh? Alright, now what? We've got 2 arrows that are going to be fighting... Yeah, we have a puzzle like off the edge. Yeah, I wonder what that's all about. But I'm gonna go check that out later. Whee! I can go take the water slide. Opposition. So I think we want to be careful not to get stuck in an infinite loop here because, like, as long as pieces are sliding, you can't move. So I have to be careful with that. Yeah. I have to be real careful not to get stuck in an infinite loop. Maybe that's not even possible. Do these get consumed when you use them? Wait, let me check this. I think the switchers get consumed when you touch it, right? No, it doesn't. Never mind. I was like, do I need to use one up? But no, they don't get consumed. I wonder what happens if both are touched at once. Maybe that's the trick. Maybe I need to hit both of them at once so that it actually doesn't switch at all. That'd be sneaky. But the exit's on a level above, so I probably do need it. Yeah, they're like the reset. Once you have to, like, open it and then touch it again. Yeah, this is weird. How am I gonna make this work? So maybe maybe the first time it goes through, it needs to, like, bypass them. And then the second time it goes through, it actually does need to hit one. So, I mean, I could have part of the structure that can span them. I'm just gonna check this. I would assume that if you hit 2 at once, it just does nothing. But if I don't hit both at once, it's gonna be a bit of an issue. Let's see. Yeah, it just does nothing. So that's good. That means I can have a shape spanning that gap. So now... I need to plan out a shape that's going to hit both of those. There's also needs to be a tile to touch the exit, obviously. Yeah, that's a cool little interaction, huh? And then there needs to be like a bit sticking out the back to hit one of the resets? Maybe. I think part of it's going to be this C. So check this C out, right? So if I send that... Oh, crap. Well, I just realized that's going to be a slight issue. This wall is in the way, so I can't make the shape go any farther up. I'm going to have to touch the X from the bottom, I think. Okay, well, not that shape, but some kind of... Yeah, what is this? Some kind of shape like this? This. So that will, I think, get past the arrows? Yeah, they do make the same size reset, huh? I think that'll make it past the arrows, and it'll touch the X. And then I need a last bit, needs to be able to touch the conveyor belt and the reset. But unfortunately, I think I'm out of tiles. I think I'm 1 block short. That sucks. Yeah, a regular old U wouldn't get through. It's not going to make it. Okay, what do I know about the logic? I know that there have to be 2 tiles arranged in this manner. There cannot be a tile to the right of either of these. If I'm thinking of this, if I'm going to use a strategy. But I can have shapes here, I can have tiles here. And the problem is, I'd rather, yeah, the shape not shift so far to the right. But yeah, unfortunately, I guess based on that logic, this is going to have to be the tile that touches the X then. Because I can't put anything to its right. So, in that case, this tile must be empty. And then what are the rest going to do? I'm just visualizing this tile below the X right now. What are the rest of those tiles going to do? Let's try making it L. I think it's a bit more efficient than what I was doing. This is, I think it's a bit more efficient because it has more tiles to the left. So the top tile of the L is going to touch that, and now I need to have a bit hanging off. I think I can just do like an S. It's going to touch the... Or, I guess a T. This will be easier to make. I think this will work. Because it should have a bit that'll touch the switcher. Alright, so we send it off. It'll make it through there. It'll touch the switcher. And then get stuck there. Ah, that's a bit of an issue. Why is the bottom opening slightly bigger than the top opening? I'm not sure what you mean. Yep. Slight bottom opening? What bottom opening? Go push it? I can't. See, look what happens. If you get stuck in an infinite loop, as long as the tile is sliding, I can't move. Like, I'm trying to move right now, but all it's going to do is just keep it sliding. Yeah, you have to wait till all sliding is complete before you're allowed to move. And so I'm stuck in an infinite loop, unfortunately. How am I gonna get around that? Yeah, you can't do it that way. I mean, I guess it's nice because it gets rid of like a reflex thing, right? Yeah. I mean, the entire game's like that, right? Like falling, moving. If anytime anything's going on, you gotta wait for it to complete because it's not like supposed to be like a timing execution-based game where you gotta like try to race a block to the end. Like everything happens on a turn schedule. It's like turn-based, basically. So yeah, you end up getting stuck. I mean, I know in Baba, like, you can have turns where something moves and you move at the same time, but it doesn't work like that in this game. So, yeah, I have to have it come back. So why did it... So maybe I should have made the S then. I think the S wouldn't have had that issue. I think making the L was a mistake, and I actually should make an S. Because I think the S will actually get through both directions just fine. And now I have... the same L sticking off that I did before. There we go. How about that one? Okay, so it makes it through. We touch that, we go back, and it makes it through the second time. Nice. Hey, I think I did it. The wall's to the right of the platform I'm on. You see something that's different? The bottom ones are like farther away from the arrows. Yeah, they are. I mean, yeah, I just guess they just wanted to have 4 blocks of space. Yeah, they just wanted to have 4 blocks of room. Because they actually were, yeah, they were farther away because they literally are farther away. They're more blocks away. They just need to have 4 blocks of room to get your shape through. Nice. Huh. I find it curious that there's no puzzles up here. I guess that's this entire area. And what's this? Extend. I guess it's like a bonus. Oh, we got a pillar. Yeah, without pushing it down, that's how I get through, yeah. Alright, we got a huge force field to get past. That's going to be a slight issue. I can't grab the X from the top. I'm already going to assume that's probably the case. What? Excuse me. I have a lot of blocks to work with, so I must really be able to do something convoluted. I think I need to, like, suspend something in the air and then drop it down. It's the only thing that makes sense to me. Now, how am I going to set that up? That could be slightly annoying. Well, maybe not. How's this one not super easy? What do you mean? I can't just, like, push a block, right? Anything I push here is just going to shove me backwards. So, like, it's hard to get blocks forward. But I think I need to, like, suspend it in the air. I'd rather not this block be stuck up there, but that's fine. Yeah, that's our issue. That's not what I wanted to happen. Where's my pillar? I can't even see. Have a row 4 blocks? Yeah, but of course the issue is you try to push it, it just shoves you back. The force field will. Okay, I'm going to start this on the bottom. Maybe you get what I'm trying to do. I'm just having a hard time executing for some reason. This has the same problem? Well, oh, well, the idea is that, I need to center it on the opposite edge. The idea, right, is that I can have the pillar supporting a huge thing that's, like, extending off. And then what I want to do, I think, is, push the pillar into the water, which will cause the entire structure to sink down 1 block. And then hopefully it will have extended out far enough to touch the X. A 4-1-4, right? Not exactly sure what you mean by that, but yeah. I think I'm going to have, like, a giant, like, thing extending off of this 1 pillar. It would need to extend off the right and then up. That's easier said than done because I'm out of space over here. Ugh, I'm out of space. Like, I have to build it in the air. That's what's annoying. Yeah, like, I want that kind of thing. But with more blocks suspended up vertically above it, of course. Now what? Like, I needed to... There's just not enough space to work with here. It's not going to work. It would have to go right first. Yeah, actually building this is going to be hard. I don't see any other way to do it, though. Like, how else would I get a block in front of the X, right? I can't just push it there, so I have to take it there in 1 step. I think above seems like the only way. I could do it from the side, theoretically, but that doesn't seem likely, because how would I even get it there to begin with? It seems like likely that I think I want to drop it down from above is how I want to get something touching that X. Like, theoretically, I could try to go around, but I don't think I have tiles. To both build myself room to push something upwards. Yeah, like, it would require so many tiles to get around these. Like, what do I need? I need 1, 2, 3, 4 down, and then 5 to the left. It just seems like way too many, and I only have 10 to begin with. Though, funny enough, I think it's only 1 tile short of working. Well, actually, wait a minute. I would actually only need 3 going down. If I have 3 going down and 5 going to the left... Huh, I wonder if this is cheese. Let me try this. If I have 3 going down, 5 going to the left, I'm just going to push this in here, I guess. I don't know what to do with that pillar yet. But, like, if I have... I'm just going to make myself some space here. I don't have no tiles still. But if I have 3 going down and 5 to the left, I could push something up here, and then it would stick from the side and then slide in. But no, I actually already used up too many. I have 11 tiles, not 12. 3 down, yeah, I'm 1 short of this working. That's funny. I guess it's like almost like they thought of that. So yeah, I'm 1 tile short of this plan working. No, if with the pillar, I'm gonna assume they want you to do it from above. Doing it from above is very annoying. Because how am I going to get it to be far enough over? I'm just going to try some stuff with this. Can I, like, somehow link this up? Yeah, like, I would need it to... I need the pillar to be in a different position. If only. I can't figure out how to get it far enough over. This might just be no good. So there, like, build extra space here. That's not gonna be... That's gonna be too wasteful. I don't know, I might... This one I might save for another day. So yeah, I just do not see how to build that, particular shape. Suspended in the air like that. You have an idea? Interesting. Lay it on me. What do you got? Why the thing? Yeah, is it coming around? I highly doubt. Well, I just realized something. Even if I did try to make the shape I wanted to, yeah, the issue is I would need to push it up. That's what I don't have a way to do, is push a shape up. Unless I have like a U? Oh, wait a minute. We make a big L shape and put the pillar below it. Yeah, but that's the problem, right? That's what I'm trying to do, Shrugs, but the issue is I can't, like, build it on the ground, right? Like, let's say I just try to build a big L here. Like, then what, right? I can't lift it back up again. So it's on the wrong level. Like, I would need it to be one level above this so that it doesn't touch the arrows. Like, I'd ideally want to build a big L, like, suspended in the air one space. And then drop it down, right? That's what I want to do. But I don't actually see how to actually do that because of this wall here on the left. Yeah, that's the problem I'm having. Push the pillar below it first. You mean like this? That's what I'm trying to do, right? Like, I do this, and now what? Because I need to, like, the pillar to go this direction. Not this way. Right? Am I actually going to be able to get it to work, like, over here? 'Cause that's, like, the wrong spot for it. I wanted to extend the other direction. I don't get one level higher, Carl. This exit is movable. See how it's white? The exit is, the exit is white, which means it sticks to things. So I need to grab the exit with the blocks, and then I'll push it into the water later. Yeah, so the idea is I just need to stick something to that X. That's what I'm trying to do. Yeah, I can dunk it. In the drink? Yes. What flavor of soda is this? Yeah, see, this is the problem is I always end up with the X, like, the L, like, going the wrong way. I don't want it to extend to the left. I want it to extend to the right. But trying to extend it to the right, I run into this wall. That's in my way. Like, I can't seem to extend it any farther than that. And I don't think it's going to be far enough. Wait, will it? And even now, I can't push the pillar back anyways. That's what's screwing me right now. I mean, I could have tried to build one giant U that I can actually push up from the ground. What's the chances of that working? Probably not very high. I have to build a shape that lies entirely off the arrows and has a hook here that I can push up. That will require 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 blocks. I have 10. That doesn't use the pillar. It doesn't use the pillar. That's a bit of a weird thing. And can I build a shape like that? Kind of. Well, yeah, what I'm trying to do, Shrugs, is I wish I could show... Here. Can I, like... Almost. Oh, I can do this. Here we go. This is the shape I'm trying to build. Yeah. I'm trying to... Yeah, I guess I wasn't not entirely sure how I get 2 blocks. So I want to build, like, here, 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 here. Push it up, and then I can grab the X. And then, of course, that bottom part will hit this. But actually, yeah, how would I get... these two over here to begin with? That's a bit of an issue with that, huh? That's 10 blocks, but nah, I actually don't think I could probably get that shape, this part of the shape over there without touching those arrows. This is weird. I don't know. I'm going to leave the level for now because it is tricky. And plus, I think I might have enough to beat the game, and I kind of want to see what this top thing is because I only got 20 minutes left. There's this stupid conveyor belt one I never figured out. I never figured this stupid puzzle out. And I don't know if I ever will anytime soon. Like, look at this mess. One thing that happens with this puzzle is that if you try to push the pillar, if you try to push this pillar down here, anything that slides past it will just stick to it, which really sucks, and then it just gets in your way and you can't get past. So it's like, but of course if you leave a block onto this point, oh goodness, I turned the camera by accident. No, the camera's turned. I want it to be straight. If you leave a block here, the pillar sticks to the block. So what the heck? Yeah, I do not get this puzzle. And I only have 6 blocks, so I have to literally use every single one to bridge directly across. There's no other way. There's something like boat, but that doesn't seem likely. Now the camera's not straight. Nope, I give up. I don't think I'm going to be able to get the puzzle to be straight again. That's fine. It's like slightly crooked. There we go. That's as straight as it's going to get. Yeah, like there's something I clearly don't get about this puzzle. Some way to actually get that pillar across. Now it's somehow sticking to it. Yeah, how's it ever going to slide across without sticking to the bottom or something sticking onto the top of it as it falls? I guess maybe it would need to go like in front? No, that doesn't even make sense either. Yeah, I don't know. That is so weird to me. But I'm going to try and see if I can get to this top area now. Because I have so many blocks to work with. I should be able to get through here, right? It's like 2 different slidey arrows. I think I need to use the slidey arrows to like kind of slide blocks onto it. That makes sense. How deep is this water anyway? I think it's 2 tiles deep, so like it's not going to be so simple. But I think I want to like build it bit by bit and like kind of slide the pieces on. But what piece is going to be sticking to the shore? I need a piece that's actually stuck onto dry land, but I don't know where that's going to be. With this many blocks, I got to be able to do something. Let's try making this. And then adding like a bit onto it. I'm already using up a lot. Yeah, adding a bit onto it, that's real descriptive. Okay, maybe at least that's supported. Now can I slide some other blocks onto that to be able to get it to finish? I think so. I can slide like a... I have just enough to be able to do that. There might have been a way to optimize that. That's going to be something for the speed run. It's going to be difficult. It's like, how many blocks do you actually need to do some of this? I think I can slide this piece on. Oh, wait. No, of course not. That's too fat. I should have just put an extra piece onto the left one instead. It is fat. Alright, yeah, I should have just stuck an extra piece onto this. Well, that's the only way I'm going to be able to do that. You go there, please. The last screen of the Chapter 2 section is so long and hard. Yeah, that last screen, like, I hope you know neutral jumps or else you're screwed. Yeah, the last screens are what, just theoretically. I mean, I built a solver, right? So if I have a solver, I could probably use that to optimize these. I mean, I think it's fun to speedrun obscure puzzle games just to, like, try to find optimal solutions. There we go. That'll work. Just theoretically, yeah, if it were to. I'm not committing to anything, of course. But if I can get a solver working, I'm a little skeptical that my solver's actually going to be fast. I think the puzzles themselves might be too big. Aw, crap. Now it's the wrong... Wait a second. How am I getting something up there? Oh, that's a bit of an issue. Ah, wait. I know how. I would need to, like... Yeah, that last stamina section. That's what's frustrating. You can't practice unless you, as I said, unless you go to a system like I did. I need to, like, push it up one. Ugh, now I can't get this block on. Well, screw you then. I can't get that darn last block on. Come on. Sometimes the game is just mean to me. It's not like I could have, Yeah, I don't want to get one more block. It's like I need one more, but I would have to solve this puzzle, which I don't get at all. Like, there's no more unlocked. And look, I could tell because one thing you could do is, like, you see how it says space X, space A to teleport? I can kind of use that to figure out, suss out if there's a puzzle, supposed to be a puzzle here. Yeah, do I? I mean, maybe there's a way. I feel like I should be able to make this work. But you can see, unfortunately, yeah. It's okay, it makes you solve. Yeah, but it's annoying that you have to solve, like, every single one. That puzzle's hard. You'd be horrified of it too if you tried to solve it. That puzzle sucks. It's hard. Okay, wait a minute. I should be able to do this with a T. What am I doing? I should be able to get a T through there. I don't know why I was having trouble with this. Let me try again. Wow, look how much running around I did. Well, it's not completely linear, right, Shrugs? Like, I think the linearity stops pretty quick. Like, you solve these, and now, ooh, what's this area over here? There's an area over there. This part's linear again, and now you have this side area. You have this side area. Over here is another side area. There's side areas all over the place in this game. So yeah, I'd say it's pretty non-linear for the most part. It's just, at the end of the game, yeah, this is like a choke point. I have to solve these certain ones. And that's one thing that annoyed me about the game, is that there's these choke points that get in your way. Yeah, all I need to do is do this, and then push it up. There we go. I want some trouble with that. Yeah, it's pretty non-linear. Alright. Is that it? I did it! An Architecture's Adventure. Yeah, when it's completely linear. Yeah, that's what I said. That's one thing that's one that said feedback that I think I told Mao. I told him that, like, it's really annoying when you have this one puzzle you have to solve to be able to keep continuing. Yay, I did it! Like, it's really annoying when there's just one puzzle you have to solve, and if you can't solve it, you're just stuck. Hey, there's me! But yeah, thankfully it looks like they kind of fixed that in this game. GG, thanks! Yeah, it looks like they fixed that in the game, because I think they unlocked a few more puzzles, so it looks like there's thankfully hopefully no more annoying, yeah, I'm on the list of playtesters. Special thanks to The Witness by Jonathan Blow. I don't really see how what this game has to do with The Witness, but I think it's just a game that Mal likes. There we go. The end. I like how it's the lowercase the capital End. I guess if you hit space, you can just replay the game. There we go. I got to the ending. Oh boy. As you can see on the left, I've solved 109 out of 139, so there's 30 puzzles left. Where do I think they are? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. There's a bunch here I didn't do. Like the hard plus ones. 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. I count 22 X's, so there's still 8 puzzles I haven't unlocked. Hit space? Yeah, sure, why not? No, it just does the credits again. Okay, well you can just quit with escape, thank goodness. Cool, well I could try to solve another puzzle, but I might just end it there, since I think that's a cool point. Yeah, maybe I'll just end it with the credits playing, just because I think it's cool. I want to see him again. I like that song. It's got a nice beat to it. Cool, well, I think that'll be the end of the taste stream. Let's just see what, I think I saw my name in there. You got a bunch of Chinese names, playtesters. Hey, there I am. Playtest friends. Gameplay video contributor. I wonder who Compitor is. Yeah, I guess that's true. Gameplay video because I'm playing the game on stream, huh? And so I'm putting out videos of it. Nice. Well, thanks for stopping by, guys. This was fun. I think I'm going to end it there for today. And then Tuesday I'll come back with I'm on a Lockpick, of course. Go into World 8. So that'll be cool. It's weird, I just like goes back in. Whoops. I wanted to kind of view the map. Oh well. But yeah, I'll be back on with Lockpick. Thanks, TF Guy, Shrugs, and Carl for coming by. It was awesome just to hang out with you guys. And yeah, TF Guy, I totally recommend this game. I don't know how much it's going to be at release. It'll probably be pretty cheap. I guess we'll see how, Yeah, hi to the developer. Carl says hi, by the way, if you're a developer, if you're watching the video. Chat says hi. Yeah, thanks for making this game. It was fun. I really liked it. I'm totally going to be recommending it to people. Yeah, I really like the improvements you made. Like, I feel like you made a lot of good improvements to the game. The game feels really fun. I like that there's a bit more puzzles open now, so you can play a lot more of them. And yeah, lots of cool concepts in these. The text layout. What's wrong with the text layout? The text is white, and on top of this white stuff, you can't read it. I mean, it's going by pretty quickly, huh? It's like you can barely keep up. I wanted to view the map. I didn't want to play the credits again. No, I didn't want to do that again. Stop it. Okay, the 4th time was cool, but the 5th time is probably too much. There we go. I want to view the map. That'll be a good, like, ending point, huh? Why is some of the text off screen? Was it? Was it, like, too long and it was stretching off the screen? Maybe. I don't know if that's just my OBS setup. Anyways, yep. I'm gonna go get some food. So, yeah. Thanks, everyone, for stopping by. It was fun hanging out. And if you want to see I'm Gonna Lockpick, come visit me on Tuesday at the same time. Bye. Have a good evening. You should just tacos. I don't have tacos, unfortunately, or equipment for them. Yeah. See you, Shrugs. I'll see you maybe at your next stream, huh?